Hello, folky dokes. It is OneVsOneMe time again with me, Eternal Padawan, and
me, Cakes, or
yeah.
8 tin of crackers, as my friends call me. That's a long story. How are you guys? What are you doing? Not you, G. I can see what you're doing. You're sitting in the bed that you never get out of.
I'm just going to, like I say, just quickly get over here, get the chat going, turn it down so we don't have to hear it, and that way I can have live chat, because it takes a little while for the chat to pop up on here, that's all.
Well, yeah, I have mine here.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Jennifer. I know I am. We do move from these spots, by the way. We're not permanently. This isn't where we normally are.
I don't.
Just so you know. Well,
speak for yourself.
No, I do. I'm normally just over. I'd show you, but it's a mess. Maybe one day. Yeah, sorry, I'm readjusting my attire because it's riding up my back, and
you were just sat here for 20 minutes yapping before we started. You could have sorted all that.
I know, and I'm not comfy at all. Like my butt pillow's falling off, my curtain's not in the right place. Well, we were just chatting, weren't we? We were just chatting. Hiya, Jamie.
Shit.
Hello, D. Hello, Plain Truth. And Madame Medusa here so far. What is happening, folks?
Hello, folky dog.
Tell me how your week's been. What have you done? What have you been doing? I ventured out the house. First time in like 2 weeks. Yeah, I ventured. I went to the local town. I popped in and saw my colleagues who I've missed dearly, and I almost started crying. I was just like, I want to see you guys and be here all the time. And yeah,
you're a good liar.
Yeah. No,
I'm joking on Cake's friends out there and colleagues.
You know how much I love my job. I'm just bored of the same rooms, and like I tried to explain it to my son earlier. I was like, I'm just bored of the walls, and he was like, well, then paint them. No,
it's
son,
awesome.
That's not what
Child logic's brilliant.
Very cute, very cute. But yeah, no, we went shopping with my mama. I still haven't bought my wood. In case anybody was wondering if I'd got round to that, I have not. But I have stuck to eating fresh produce. 95%. We did buy like a build your own pizza in Morrison's on Friday, and some chips, but that is the first kind of like completely home cooked dinner that we've had in 2 weeks now. So we've been eating completely fresh. For Christmas, I've asked for gardening books and stuff so I can grow my own. That's the back garden. That's why I'm pointing that way.
If you haven't got much room, sorry. It's just when things pop into my head, I've got to make a point of it.
It's fine. It's fine,
microgreens. Yeah, look into microgreens. Apparently,
I don't need that. No.
Okay.
There's 3 garden table sets and a swinging chair and a giant trellis outside. There is more than enough space in back garden. So we've got Plain Truth is stressing out as usual.
This is a no stress area, so either stop stressing or leave. Yeah. No.
He's not a messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Heads off, have a relax, chill out. You look try that again.
Tongue buffering.
I need a little cog.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try again.
Right, guys, come back in 20 minutes. Cakes might have finished laughing by then.
Okay, you look great, Cakes. Steve didn't recognise you when I showed him your Facebook picture of your hair colour. Mind you, he is a blonde bloke, so no doubt, if being man pick, he'd have recognised it. So no, that I'm gonna just nod and say that makes sense.
Right, it was up on screen for everyone else to make their own sense of it. So.
I look exactly like my profile picture. Do I not?
Well, no, obviously you've changed a little bit and stuff. I'm trying to think, because the only picture I really see of you is the one that pops up on Messenger. So if that's your profile,
that's my profile picture. You
no, you certainly don't look like your profile picture right now. No, if you know what I mean. I don't know why I'm looking at my phone. It's not even there. Look, we just got the chat up.
That's us. Yeah. So, yeah. It's not a family show. I swear a lot. I thought I looked like my profile picture, but clearly not. It's not one of the filtered ones that I post on our Instagram. That one I look
got
healthy.
Your hair straight and stuff as well, and it's
in my profile picture. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Right, I'm backing out this chat. I'm grabbing.
No, I'm doing it on my tablet. You're fine. I'm. Stop panicking, D. I'm wearing a dress.
Oh, your hair's a lot shorter then.
It's not.
You've got what I call your Egyptian makeup on there, where you've got the extra eye bit going on and stuff. Oh, you have now, look. It doesn't show up as much on the camera, on the feed, maybe. You need to get some decent lighting, not a nice ring light behind the camera.
I know, I really want a ring light, yeah. No, I need to purchase a ring light. I'm just pulling my picture up now. Purchase. Oh, God, no, I don't want to upload a picture. I want to view my picture. What are you doing? Why you gotta be so complicated? All right, do we click on it? What happens if I click on it? Oh, right, it comes up. It's loading like my tongue.
Yo, Jenny, what do you want? No, how's it going, bird?
Hey, Jed. Sorry I missed last night, man. I did message you on Facebook, but you haven't seen it yet. I'm an hour in. I started rewatching it today. That's me. That's not. There we go. Look, right. Oh, sorry. That looks like me. D, look. It looks like me. Yeah. Anyway, no. I'm rewatching it. I'm up to where you found a bone. And you're debating with some hairy man what kind of bone it is, and I don't mean D. There's another hairy man.
The hairy man, yeah.
That could rival my hair. Memes.
I'm terrible. I think it was meme look or look
I don't
meme.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was late as well, for me, to be fair. But it always is on the grey area. I always have to.
Yeah, you need to do it earlier. Yeah. No. Anyway, so what I was saying was, we've been eating completely fresh, and we were talking about my back garden. Everything has I haven't used anything from the freezer. Everything has been completely fresh. Haven't used tinned anything other than passata. But that's not a lot. And I've been cooking a lot with red wine as well. And red wine is disgusting. I don't know how people drink red wine. Honestly, it's vile. But we've been tipping it in, reducing it down, burning the alcohol off, and the food that we've been cooking this week has been amazing. Really, really yummy. So yeah, I'm feeling quite healthy as well. Meme look, yeah, I think that was what it was.
Yeah, no, I just looked. I did just pop up. Charlie was his actual name. Sorry. Yeah, I did pop it up and do a thumbs up. Yeah.
And you, D.
Me.
D. You. I didn't think you were telling people your plan for after Christmas for the 3 months.
I know I wasn't, but.
I thought you were just telling Kate.
I'm terrible at secrets, even my own secrets. I'm terrible with them. I can't. I'm terrible.
Because you were gonna. So D was not gonna tell anybody, and he was just gonna tell me. And see if other people noticed any kind of difference or anything. And yeah, see if people could tell in his face if his face was changing or look healthier and stuff. But he's wrecked it now. Can't believe you've done this. And hello, Madame Medusa. It's good to see you. Feels like ages because I don't think you were here last week. I think we missed you last week. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
you might have been there for the beginning, but you weren't in the chat
last week. Yeah, she was right at the end. She came in possibly. Yeah, no, it was. Unfortunately, you can only call last night's grey area an okay hangout because it was missing a vital part of the grey area, validation boy. So, yeah. I mean,
don't know if
Sasha was great.
Talk more, but
got me.
I haven't got to that bit yet.
Because I've been doing quite a lot of trolling lately, and yeah.
Oh, yeah, you said I caught the bit at the beginning. You were talking about trolling. Obviously, I haven't been around this week. Well, last week really. I've been kind of watching things post publication at my own leisure, to be honest. So I haven't really seen much of your trolling.
It's mostly on Jamie's.
Elaborate. I mean, with the networkers, though, he does kind of bring them in. Sorry, Jamie, I can't stand your networkers. They make me want to bash my head off the wall. And like, I've got to those chat, and I can't participate in chat because it's just flooded with garbage. And then there's me and Chris just shouting at people. Like, I hate it. I really do. I hate it. If I am ever watching you stream, I'll be texting D. And just B and D will be having our own little chat.
But no, to be fair, even Jamie started cracking down a little bit. I mean, he's trying to tighten the reins and have a bit of a compromise for both of his audiences, old and new. So I think he's just trying to find that balance at the moment.
Well, the thing is that if people just write hi or hi, I'm a networker, that gives other networkers the chance to click on them. We'd leave them alone. We'd just be like, okay, they're just typing a comment. That's it. I would if they're not begging for me to show them the amount of times if I'm on my account goes up in subs until I shout at people and tell them to desub me, and then it goes back down. And there's no videos on my actual account. My account is for guilty pleasure music videos and nail tutorials, and at the moment rain. You'll just find rain on a tent on my personal YouTube.
That's cool,
my liked videos. Well, I can't sleep, can I? Look at the eye bags. Oh, you can't. The lighting's too good. Yeah, you'll just see rain on a tent on mine. But I can't cope with them. Yeah, they make me angry. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about, or the one thing that I wanted to talk to you most about, the one thing that so it's from Good Morning Britain again. I don't watch Good Morning Britain. I swear on my life, right? I cannot stand Piers Morgan, and this is the only time that I'm ever going to agree with Piers Morgan because I fucking hate that man so much. The fact that he just spat out the vegan sausage roll and was like, it's making me sick. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, you're overreacting a little bit, hun.
I don't think he is after watching Jed try and eat one. But go on.
I haven't seen Jed's, but every meat eater that I know even Trig likes the vegan sausage roll. I haven't had one in ages because I haven't been out the house. But anyway, so I saw this on my newsfeed on Facebook. GMB guest says child prostitution isn't paedophilia in row over Prince Andrew. That's the headline. It's from the Mirror. Some of you may know this woman. I know her because my mum watches I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And my mum was showing me, this was years ago, a couple of years ago, my mum was just showing me how ridiculous this woman was. Sorry, I've got hiccups again. So Lady Colin Campbell. I don't know if you know who that is. She has published several books on the royal family, made the paedophilia remark on Good Morning Britain during a segment about Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein. And she's raising the argument that prostituting children is different to being a paedophile. Now, I personally obviously don't agree with that. I think that's a ridiculous statement. If you are seeking out children to prostitute them, you're a paedophile. That's like, if
it's
you're
probably not in the
out...
dictionary term, I imagine, or legal term. It's probably not, but it should be classed as, certainly.
Yeah, but I mean, as we've seen videos of Prince Andrew being with a 14-year-old, I do still think that he's a paedophile, no matter how you want to define the parameters. But yeah, she said that there's a big difference between the two, and that she was essentially defending Prince Andrew. She also said there's a difference between a minor and a child. I don't think there is. If I look back to 14-year-old me, I was a fucking child. I shouldn't have been held responsible for most of my actions.
You think you've grown up when you're that age, but yeah, no, you're not. You still need to be protected by adults. Like, yeah.
She said, you all seem to have forgotten that Jeffrey Epstein, the offence for which he was charged and for which he was imprisoned for, was for soliciting prostitution from minors. She said, defending the Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, and that's not the same thing as paedophilia.
So what's this woman's name? I'm gonna have to have a look at her and see what she looks like. So if I ever pass her in the street, I can spit in her face.
I love it. Lady Colin, where's she gone? Lady Colin Campbell.
Oh, I ain't gonna get
Lady
near
Colin
her.
Campbell. Well, you'll recognise her face. Let me pull her face up. She looks like, you know, the dinosaur people, the Nighty Mama ones. She looks like one. Okay. She reminds me of one of them. Oh, the tablet. I didn't. The keyboard.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's not natural, is it?
She looks like a dinosaur.
She's a pedo herself. She's a pedo herself, isn't she?
Of all the people Timmy wants to call transsexual, actually, I think she might be. Is she? She is. No, she is. She was born a man. She was born a boy. And she was raised a girl in South Africa, I think. I think she was born a man and raised a woman, and she's aristocracy, so she's better than everybody else, darling. But yeah, she believes there's a difference. Now, I don't think there is a difference, and I don't think that either one of them only prostituted young girls. I strongly believe that they both were paedophiles as well as prostituting out girls. So yeah, let's just catch up here. That's about Jed. Yeah, that's cute.
Good one, Jamie.
Yeah,
I'll put it up on screen as soon as it pops up on here.
But yeah, there's no difference. I don't know what you guys think. I already know what you guys think. You'll agree with me and D. I said to D earlier,
this is the thing. Put it in the chat, guys. We're open to all opinions. So
I said to D a minute ago in our pre-stream chat, we chat for like 20 minutes, and he filmed me trying to eat my bread. He's like, I need to film us to promote us on his channel. And I was like, mouthful of food. Why are you trying to film me? I'm eating, man. Leave me alone. Get the camera in my face.
To be fair, I was just getting focused that time anyway, so there was no filming going on.
But I said to him, I was like, I've got something that I want to talk about, and he was like, oh god, because sometimes it's easier for us to say this is what I want to talk about, so that each of us can be prepared with our kind of stance on it. Because there's been a couple of times where I've brought topics to him and just not really. We've not really had a conversation about it before, and I've just popped up and been like, "Oh, what do you think of this?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't really have an opinion." Like me with the dinosaurs.
I have
formulated a bit of an opinion, by the way.
I was going to say,
dinosaurs.
Have you looked at John LeBon's
No, not really.
channel?
I did, but there's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of stuff that's not about dinosaurs. And there's a lot of
but I
things
got
that is
told
about
last night
dinosaurs.
he doesn't believe that any wars have been fought either.
Yeah, I got to that bit in the stream, and the bit about 9/11, and
yeah, nobody dying.
I was reading the chat at the same time. Yeah. See, I said to you that I don't think the people who, I think that a lot of the people who died were supposed to die. I don't think a lot of them were workers. A lot of the workers had been given the day off on that day, almost as though they knew. There was a lot of people that had called in sick and that weren't actually there. But there's also a lot of bodies that would equate for the amount of people that were there. So, and like you said, with the dust and the shrapnel and the falling building collapsing on people, oh shit, my phone's dying. It's kind of.
Yeah, no, and don't get me wrong. The people that say no one died will discount all that and say no, it was just you just saw it on television. Nobody saw it happen in real life, and that kind of thing. And yeah, it's
sorry.
It's like it's all theatre. That's my best impression of Pete Shea, by the way. You probably haven't got a clue who Pete Shea is, so it doesn't matter.
Madam Magician just put no wars. In what context has he said that? I don't know. He knows.
Yeah, no, I only found out last night. So if you watched the Grey Area last night, which if you didn't, you bloody should have done. Yeah.
Sorry.
You know as much as I do about it. So yeah, I need to go and check John LeBon's channel out myself. So
yeah, I haven't looked. I clicked on his channel. I watched a couple of bits and bobs. Nothing too serious or too heavy. I didn't really watch any of the dinosaur stuff because he had lots of stuff and I was tired and I was scrolling. But I don't know. I find somebody on Jed also said that they've not found a dinosaur skull. But then if you Google dinosaur skulls, there's images of dinosaur skulls that aren't that are supposed to be bones. They're not. What's the word I'm trying to think of? They're not fake, but I don't know if they aren't fake because I haven't gone and touched them.
And again, that would be what gets chucked back at you. Did you actually see it for yourself, or was it a picture you saw, or blah blah?
Exactly, it's a picture that I saw. But I don't know. I feel like it's too far-fetched of a thing and doesn't actually impact us in any way, whether the dinosaurs were here or not. In what way does that impact us?
It's all part again of the deception, basically. But unfortunately, that to that question, yeah, I'd have to look into it myself, madam. Sorry.
I'd have to have a look.
Yeah, no. Again, it's just another thread. It's another thread in the weave of deception.
It is, but I just don't see the point. Who profits from it?
Basically, it plays into the evolutionists' hands.
And does that mean that all paleontologists are lying?
Quite possibly, but again, I don't know. This is one of those conspiracies I'm not too sure about. I just think that the findings of the paleontologists have been misdescribed. Is all. If you know what I mean. I really do. I think it's the dinosaur bones and stuff are just a cover up for when things were different. Like things grew bigger. Animals, people, trees, everything. So yeah, and if they'd rather us have the evolution narrative, which means that we're not important because we're just a random accident that happened in the universe, rather than we're supposed to be here, we've always been here, and like we have ultimate responsibility. There is an objective truth behind it all. There is objective morality. It's not just some random happenstance. And dinosaurs make us believe that it is all just random happenstance. Oh, look, dinosaurs died out 65 million years ago. We could die out any time. Look, we're nothing. We're just a speck on the planet in the universe of trillions.
But he also said that the meteor that hit the Earth formed a perfect circle, and that a meteor hitting the Earth wouldn't form a perfect circle. But then if you look to the moon, you can see crevices on the moon, most of which are visibly round, spherical, like something.
Well, they're not spherical. They're circular. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why my brain's working incredibly slow. But the moon has holes in it. That well, not hole. You know what I mean?
So
yeah, it is.
Go check Jez out if you haven't already, and if he's he's not in the description already, he will be at the end of this video. 3D Prop Studios, although I'm pretty sure he's in the description.
I can tell you already. Now, you got Jed, VB, yeah, Jamie, and Jez.
Excellent. But yeah, and then this is another thing. The dinosaur bones we are told are real. Like some of these, I was always told the Dippy dinosaur in London was real. It's not true. It's a plaster cast. And stuff like that. So there are many examples of that, but they are the
you're a robot.
Museums don't really hide that. They don't have it. Am I back? I just fought the Wi-Fi.
You came back as you did that. You came back as you did that. And it was like a Timmy moment, like come on. What Madame just said, I think they only started finding dino bones a few hundred years ago.
It was 200, I think. Yeah, it was 200
years
ago.
But the thing is that when we found them, would we not have just been like, oh, it's a beast?
Again,
do you know what I mean? The thing is that we weren't there 200 years ago or 300 years ago to know how far down we were digging, to know, if we were digging in the correct spots. Except, do you know what I mean? The thing with looking to history is that we can only speculate on everything. We can speculate on World War II. Obviously, I believe World War II happened. I'm not that far out.
Well, both my granddads fought in World War II, so I don't know why I'd be lied to about that.
Yeah. I don't see why my family. And I've got his war ration books and his war stuff all upstairs. So all that he was allowed to keep, and war
medals. Brass tin somewhere from World War One, actually. Yeah.
Well, my mum was born in this house, and my family is the only occupants of this house. So why would that? Like, no government official is going to come knocking on the door, and my mum would vividly remember somebody shoving a brown leather raggedy bag and being like, keep this and lie to your children. That's just not going to happen. So in terms of, we can only use written down modern history as guidelines for what actually happened. None of us were there. Well, I assume none of our audience were there. So how can we 100% know? See, that's hidden on mine because I've got top chat, not live chat. There we go. Got it back. Right, I can see all the chat now. I just we can't ever know exactly what happened because none of us were there, or at least that's how I believe. I believe that because I haven't seen something with my own eyes in that time, I don't have a time machine, I don't have a window through to the past. You can't 100% for definite say this happened because we just don't know. You can speculate what happened, and that's all well and good speculating, but how far do you go into speculating before people get hurt and before shit gets missaid and it actually has an impact on us,
Well, that's one of the things with free speech. You never know. It's great, isn't it?
It's fine. Donos, they were digging all sorts up. I'll leave that there.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, Romans could have found dinos though. That's the thing, they could have. They could have found dinosaurs. They could have found whatever they want, but we weren't there to know. We weren't there. Well, they could have found them. moving bones in that time could have been a really serious offence. You never know. Like there could be a thing where you can't move shit.
We probably know a lot what the Romans did is historical record, like from. No, they pretty much. There's a lot they don't know, yeah. But I mean, imagine if they found dinosaur bones and they have records of dinosaur bones, we'd have a little snippet of information about that. But that just because we haven't heard about that again, I'd have to do a bit of research and see if the Romans ever did find any dinosaurs, to see if there are any mentions of that in Roman literatures and stuff like that. I just don't know.
But that could just mean that we haven't found that literature yet. We only rediscovered Pompeii not that long ago, and that's a civilization that's supposedly been buried for ages. You know, like I don't think we will ever know everything. We'd have to completely.
There's a bit of a conspiracy surrounding Pompeii. Like it could just be been put there, and for us,
of course,
to fit the narrative.
Mummified bread, and that's why I say if Pompeii was a real thing, we've only just discovered that. I mean, there are people rediscovering things that are completely changed in the course of human history and completely changing things, and we're only just rediscovering now. So is it not possible that they could have found dinosaur bones and we just don't know that they found dinosaur bones because we found no record of that, you know?
Yeah.
We don't know. Let me catch up. Blue Bean with the...
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'll put that one up on the chat. Sorry, there we go.
Pope fake alien invasion. Originates point towards Atlantis plus old new tech, bang on there. Yeah. And then Madame Medusa put, my great granddad was killed in the war. A bomb dropped on their house in London. My nan was actually buried in a house when she was like 2-3 years old. Obviously she survived because I'm here, but a bomb hit and she was completely buried in loads of rubble, and she always thought that was the reason she was partially deaf. Turns out it's hereditary. It's not due to the bomb blast. She thought because her parents were both there and they were both deaf, and then she was deaf, she genuinely thought that it happened during the bomb. But yeah, it turns out that the hereditary, because I'm partially deaf in my left ear, my dad's almost completely deaf, my brother's partially deaf in his right ear, my cousin's deaf in her left. Like the whole of my dad's side of the family is just deaf. So yeah, turns out it was hereditary, and she was like, sorry guys, I wouldn't have reproduced if I'd have known. And I'm like, Nan, come on now, because my son's the 26th grandchild. It's a big family. Fucking mahusive.
See, because both my granddads survived the war and died of cancer. So
and my granddad died of cancer. He was a paratrooper. I've told you about my granddad before, because I inherited his ankles.
Yeah, I'd have to actually talk to him. I don't think I actually asked. No, it's not coming up in my head anyway. What they actually did in the war, I'd have to go and actually talk to my mum about that. So.
Plain Truth just said his brother was born deaf, but he put it in caps. I don't know if you're trying to shout to your brother.
It's not, sure if he's deaf, it doesn't matter how loud you shout, he's not going to hear you.
Come on, Plain Truth. But no, I need to, I keep saying it that I'm going to learn sign language, and I'm going to learn sign language because eventually I will be deaf. Like this is how it's like a hereditary degenerative deafness that my family's got. So I feel like I should learn sign language so that when I am deaf.
It's relatively easy. I was working when I was at Royal Mail, and there was a couple of people who were deaf there. So I did learn a few little bits just to be able to say hello, how are you, good night, that kind of thing. Forgotten it all now. It's one of those skills you've got to keep up. So don't just learn it and then not use it, because you'll forget it all. Learn it and use it at the same time. You know what I mean? All the time. It's yeah.
Well, I know the sign. I can speak. I can type. No, I can do the alphabet. There we go. I can't speak. I can sign the alphabet, and I know the sign for abortion, and it's very literal.
Yeah, I think, go on, do it again for the crowd. But
have I done it before?
Yeah, you've done it once. I'm pretty sure you've done this once before. But
so it's that's it, but faster and more lower down, not your face, but you're literally pulling it out of your arm into your outlet and throwing it away. That is abortion. So
yeah,
now you know. It's like a weird dunk. Yeah, so I'm blind, I can't hear you. Congratulations. Gold star. You win.
Why, thank you, P. Mars. Which dinosaur?
A-E-I-O-U. D reminds me of a dinosaur. Okay. Hi, Miss Fire. How are you? What's going on? What are you doing? I'm waiting to see what dinosaur you remind him of.
Yes, to be fair, I was as well.
I'm really excited. P, I'm on the edge of my seat. Not literally. My butt wouldn't fit on just the edge. Oh. What else was I about to tell you? And then I was interrupted. I wasn't, that's a lie. You were talking. And I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh. So, how do you get the fire emoji? I want a fire emoji.
Fire should be in your thing, your fire emoji.
There's an emoji, but I've never seen the emoji button. Very excited now. Oh, yeah. Very excited. Shit's going down. Where's the poop? Show me the poop.
Sorry, because most of them actually don't show up on here, so I've got to look at my phone to see the emojis.
It's loading too slowly. I've wrecked it. I've wrecked my laptop. I've wrecked my tablet. We're frozen on my tablet. It's not fun.
Technical difficulties. Techno evils.
How do I make that go away? Keyboard. I did it. It's alright. Don't panic, guys. Panic over. Oh, fuck's sake. I hate using a tablet. Because I've made the screen go all weird now. Go down. There we go. Oh, Plain Truth showing me the poop. Thanks, Plain Truth. Yeah. And that was the other thing that I got up to on Jed's last night about Ancestry. And I really, really, really want to do my Ancestry, see where I come from. Because me and you have speculated and stuff where you think my face is from.
Got about 2 hours 20 minutes left until the offer's over, because it's on offer at the moment. The Ancestry thing, it only works out £10 or £20 cheaper. Yeah,
still 10 or 20 quid that I get to keep, though. You know.
Yeah, because like I say, mine's on the way. It should be here in the next few.
What do you just have to like? Do you just have to swab and then send it back?
Basically, and you send that back to them, and then 6 to 8 weeks later, you get an email.
You went roboty. I didn't hear how you do it.
Oh yes, tongue swab. They send you the kit basically, and then you put that back in an envelope and send it back to them or whatever. So. And
do you know if it can tell? No, it won't be able to tell maternal and paternal, will it? Or will it?
Look at the actual website, because there's a few things you can look at on the website as well before you've even got your results. Like you can check out your second name, where that originates from, how it's been used, where it's most popular, and so there are things you can look at, and you can look at down the mother's side and the father's side when you've got your results and stuff as well, I think. So yeah, because
I'd be super interested to see. Just to see where I came from. The chat was going crazy when you and Jed were talking about it, about how like your ancestry doesn't matter. You shouldn't just follow traits because of how your ancestry were. I don't think it's about that. I think it's about knowing what people had to overcome and in what regions for you to be here, because I think people are special, you know, and I'm going to do it from a lefty, liberal side of everything. That there's so many different things have to happen for a person to be born, you know. So,
wow, only one thing really.
You on the Ribena?
Yeah, I'm hitting it heavy.
Me too. I love my Ribena. Either Ribena or Vimto.
Yeah, I used to like fizzy Vimto
tea
when I was
slave's not
kid,
here.
but, yeah.
Oh, tea slave is here.
Almost as if he knew. Yeah.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Oh yeah, no, Juan Carlos, it's fine, mate. The pigs got my DNA when they done me for drug driving, so I don't care now. Maybe if they hadn't had it before then, I might not have done it, but yeah, I don't care, mate. They could.
Yeah, it's same with me, Juan. I had my DNA taken when I was 11, when I was arrested.
So yeah, if they wanted my DNA bloodline, they'd have had it by now. They've had 2 years to do that. Yeah, 2 years now, bloody hell. To do something about it. So.
I know I do. I got arrested when I was 11 defending my mother's honour, I'll have you know. You have to spit in a tube, then attach liquid to the tube. Ooh. Attach liquid to the tube? Yeah, you jizzle. I don't think I could do that. Then seal it and send it back. Amazing. I'm looking forward to spitting in a tube. When the shit kicks off, and it will. Again, they've had my DNA before. I had my DNA.
Right. Okay. No. I see what you're saying. With 5G coming in, basically they'll be able to target individuals. So if they've got everyone's DNA on record and they're looking for certain bloodlines they want to eliminate, when they've got the systems in place with all the 5G and stuff, then yeah, they just got to flick a switch and they can target each DNA profile they want, basically. So he's got a kind of point, I suppose. But like I say, they've already got my DNA anyway. So yeah.
May as well find shit out. It's yours or Jan's? It won't be mine. Just go tell her. Just go tell her. Just ask her if I'll leave it on the couch. Can I have tea? Yeah, go. Calm the fuck. Tea slaves getting aggro. Beverage.
And again, anyone who thinks that that's fear mongering and stuff, the stories in China are true, then they are literally, they got concentration camps and stuff for the Muslim sympathizers and stuff in China and that, and families are disappearing in this. So, like I say, I mean, what Juan said there is quite likely. And again, not here to fearmonger, just like this is what's possible with the technologies that's coming our way. So, yeah, I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just a possibility.
How exciting.
But anyway, shall I put the link out there?
Yeah, drop it. See if anybody wants to join.
If anyone come on. I say one day we'll get as lucky as Jed does and get a big special guest on. Right. So there you go. The link is now in the chat.
Sorry, I'm being spoken in from multiple angles. And there's now 2 extra people in this room with me. Yeah. It's because you're so popular, though. Thanks. You don't watch my show. Miserable. Believe you me, they're not going to hand over their globe to Flat Earth without a fight. My chat's been really slow. My tablet is freezing, so I can't see chat right now.
No, that's it. We're all caught up on chat. It's,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I say, if anyone would like to join, click that link. Yeah, unfortunately, it's always like this for me after the grey area, because I tend to talk myself out over on Jed's last night, and yeah, I'm running out of things to say now, because we did start this, didn't we? When we had a topic each week, we'd do a little bit of research at least, and we'd have something to talk about. Now we're just kind of winging it. I'm gonna have to start doing some research again, I think, so I can help flesh this out a little bit.
You're gonna have to look at things that we can talk about, because politics is my thing. Politics isn't really your thing, because that's one of the things that I could talk forever about, is politics and how I think. But you wouldn't. It would just be me doing a monologue for ages. Yeah. Have you frozen?
No. So I'm just yeah, I was just reading. Everyone says I can't sit that still, surely, because to me,
you're like a statue.
Like I'm sat here, and it looks like my laptop's at least moving a little bit. So to me, it would appear that there is some movement on the screen, if you know what I mean. And but now, to be fair, like I said, it does. Yeah. No, it probably something to do with my back. I'm just used to sitting still, but.
Yeah, see, but you don't emote when you talk. I emote a lot when I talk, and
I usually do. I'm usually quite talky and handy, but I've got my hand down here on the mouse, and I'm keeping an eye on chat. I've got my phone here.
Is that what the kids are calling it now?
Yeah.
Was it last stream that people in the chat were saying that you fancied me?
Yes, possibly.
You are wrong, people. You are off the mark.
Who wants to touch the penis?
Nobody wants me to touch their penis. I do. Well, I mean.
Yeah. What did you expect, Stano?
We had some peace and quiet while he was upstairs, and he's come down. He's not making me tea quick enough. He's not making me tea quick enough, and I just. You like the winging it style.
Typical lazy Irishman.
I know. Oh. Madame Medusa says she likes the winging it style. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I feel more relaxed here, but I kind of liked having things to talk about. But at the same time, neither me or Dee neither of us were coming to the conclusions we thought we would come to after researching it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No, for me it wasn't. It was a bit of an eye-opener, but yeah, certainly not in a bad way, just in a well, this is fucking typical. I can't even prove my fucking point. Typical. There's too much misinformation out there.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Misfire's just said something interesting, actually. I heard an interesting feature on Woman's Hour about female gamers having demand for more female games. As a pair of gamers, what do you think? I think who cares? Games are for people. I don't know what female games means. Do they want games about vaginas? I don't understand. What's a female game?
Whether games based for girls or games with female lead, with loads of games have a female lead.
Come over here. Do you think, either of you think that the games that we play, because we all play the same games, do you think that they are more orientated towards men?
Well, not Destiny, no.
No, Destiny's too colourful and pretty, isn't it? Like,
especially with just that Halloween, it was so pretty.
But yeah, no, just certainly the war games and stuff. I wouldn't say they're really aimed at blokes, as such. They're just war games. Like, war games are popular games, so they're the ones that people play. So it may seem like it's geared towards boys, but it's just that's the most popular games, and more blokes play than women. So why wouldn't games be aimed at men more than women anyway, and that kind of thing? But there are certainly more. It's like, well, for me, it's like the puzzle games, if you know what I mean. The more thinky games, platform games, and that's what I would and have considered throughout my life. The more female-friendly games, not girl games, but female-friendly games.
Thanks, babe. Thanks for farting as well. Much appreciated. I completely disagree. I hate platformers. Platforms are shit. I can't platform. Why do I just want to jump?
No.
Shut up. Who wants to just jump in a game like that? That's garbage. So I personally don't think we need female-orientated games. I think we need games for everyone. Although, to be perfectly honest, there's enough games. Do we need new games? All the new games are just rehashes of old games.
Yeah, all the new games just make the old games worse.
Now you're just over.
Send a fumigation squad.
Smell-o-vision. Smell-o-vision.
Send help. Fucking hell. No, don't open a window. It's cold, man. But no, I mean, all the games that I've always played, there's been male and female people. I don't think there's been any one game where I found more women. Actually, that's a lie. A lot of the popular games, I find more women. Popular garbage games like Fortnite, for example. Now, Fortnite's shit.
Minecraft.
No, I wouldn't consider. Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft would be a good example as well, actually. But I find that the very popular games, I find there tends to be more women. Now, I don't know if that's because women think that men will only like them because they're gamers. Could that be a thing? Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Bong hit. Yep. Then okay, so other people have commented. The Sims. I've never played The Sims, so unfortunately, I don't know. Mario Kart,
that's
Rainbow
type of game
Road,
I would certainly consider
not gun
more
games. I don't.
Mario Kart Rainbow Road is just the hardest course in each Mario Kart. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She also rinses GTA, Candy Crush, Cooking Mama. I don't consider those games. I know they are, but they don't require a console.
No, they're the Canadian devil.
They don't. I don't consider them. They're social games that you play on your Facebook when you're bored on the bus. They're apps. That's the best. That's the best way to explain them. I don't think that they're actually. They're like the crosswords in a newspaper. They're modern day puzzle sections in newspapers. Is what mobile phone games are on the most part.
Because to me, a computer game has a purpose. It has a point, it has a story, it has an objective to it. If you know what I mean. With games like Candy Crush and that, yeah, you are just seeing just the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. Oh, actually.
Madame Medusa said something about Yognog, but I can't scroll up in the chat because my
sorry.
tablet
Yeah,
is
it did
frozen.
go a bit fast a minute ago, didn't it? Let me.
My tablet's frozen, so yeah, it's frozen on me doing this, which I don't remember doing. So, but yeah, Madame Medusa said something about Yognog. If you could throw that up, I might have to still dance for a second. There we go. This one is for the cakes. Off topic. Everyone raving about Yognog. I've never had Yognog. You guys know from last week, I love Christmas, but I've always considered Yognog to be a more American thing. Do we get it over here?
I've never seen it.
I like the Yognog smell that Lush do, if that counts. It's amazing. I have the shower gel. I have the body conditioner. I have the perfume, the bath bombs, the bubble bars, the bath oils. Yognog's great, but I don't know. Yeah. I've never had Yognog. And what's that? There are a lot of women with guns in games, though. That's not to like chicks.
What's not to like?
No. It's my tongue again. Yeah, I mean the game me and Dan are playing right now is called Destiny. It's Destiny 2. And that's got guns in it, and I absolutely love it. Oh, here we go. Chat's catching up. Kill, collect X using X amount of times. That is what games are. Or Destiny. It's put your ghost in here and defend.
See, I've kind of veered off. I've gone old school gaming again because they're starting to bring out the old school PC games on console now, but they're rehashing them but calling them different things. So I'm playing like the old school, like turn-based games and stuff at the moment. So you take a turn, then the other person takes a turn. It's all strategy. So you've got to try, like, you're basically trying to take over areas and of maps and that kind of stuff. But yeah. So that's what I'm doing when I am gaming now. It's those type of games. I'm not just doing the first person shooters anymore.
I think Madame Medusa was actually on about Yognog from Lush, because she's just put yes, it's Lush. Sorry, then yes, Yognog is amazing. It's great. It's fantastic. It's Christmas in a bowl. Destiny is bent. I play Destiny 2. It's a female spray that Cakes' shop sells. Everybody, it's beautiful. Honestly, I don't have any. Do I have any here? No, it's in the bathroom where it belongs. It's gorgeous. There's the shower gel. There's a body conditioner in there.
All I can think is eggnog when you're saying yognog. So is it something eggnoggy or something? Is it? I mean,
Babe,
I don't know. That's what's putting in my mind when I'm hearing yognog. Is
in the
eggnog.
bathroom? There is a small bottle that's gold. Could you grab it for me, please? Get the ingredients. I'll tell you what's in it. It's either on the bath or on the bit that's not the bath. The windowsill.
Yeah. Oh God, I was going to say the sink, but the bit that's not the bath. Like,
double jumping around space with lasers. No thanks. That's fine. You don't have to like.
He's obviously played it then if he knows what you're doing.
That's okay. Yeah. Madame Medusa, that sounds awesome. I love Lush products. Me too. He's got it. Well done. You've been promoted to tea slave and fetcher gatherer. I can't reach. Thanks. Daniel. Okay, so it is maple syrup, clove bud oil, ylang ylang, and jojoba and almond oil, and it smells like it's all gold and sparkly.
Well, and for the blokes, because Madam's worried that there you go, Juan Carlos has obviously uses it as well. But yeah, so I used a couple of Lush products as well. I used the Karma soap, and I used the Prince shaving cream. No, it doesn't look like I shave often, but when I do, I use the Prince one. It's a nice orangey fragrance anyway. Yeah. So if it's boring the lads, do apologise, lads, but even lads do use some Lush products. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Even Chris uses a bit of Lush. Look, there we go. Look.
Yeah, dirty spray. It's this.
Oh, you got some as well. Yeah.
Well, no, it's Dan's. I want him to smell nice. I don't think it smells like a gingerbread man. It smells gorgeous. I love this.
What, yogurt?
Fucking amazing.
It kind of does smell like gingerbread man. No way.
Go sit in the bin. I get a massive box of Lush every Christmas. I absolutely love it. I work there, so I'm supposed to. But even before I worked there, I absolutely loved it. My whole house is just full of Lush stuff. Dad's Garden Lemon Tree, by the way, Juan, good choice. It's yummy. It's very, very good. It's really, especially in summer, it's so fresh. And if ever you want a little pick-me-up, it's really good in the winter as well. To just spritz. Master of the universe. I'm so annoyed at how slow my chat's working. Actually, let me close my other tabs and see if that fixes my problem.
Oh, yeah, no, we've got
I don't like not being able to interact.
A bit of an inside joke here. But yeah, Madame Medusa is saying, Chris, I will always think of you with your minty tingle laughy face.
Dirty Yasmin. It's spearmint, tangerine, spearmint, tarragon, sandalwood, and a little bit of lavender and neroli. And neroli's actually been known to release serotonin. So PMAs, if you are really depressed, go get some neroli oil.
There you go. Medical advice from Kate.
The horse's mouth. The vegan. Yeah. My diet is going completely out the window this week, by the way, because Dan's going to Ireland tomorrow.
Should be comfort eating a lot then.
Is abandoning me for 5
Is he wearing a t-shirt for a couple of days to get it all stinky?
He's not. He hasn't. I meant to fish out his. Right, I meant to fish out his falalalama. His falalalama. Oh, he is. He is doing it.
There you go, look. See, he cares, He does care,
It's the hoodie that I like. Can I borrow your... No, they won't be able to see it. It's just black, but it's a black hoodie that he wears. That it's really thick and soft. Yeah, hang on, because my chat's just showing top chat again. Getting it up. There we go. I've got a thumbs up. Thank you, Juan. Juan is in the know. And about the can someone send D some mint shower gel, please? D, you will feel stripped clean. Oh, D. Yeah, I could send him some. To be fair,
like I said, I like the Karma soap. I really do. I love it. So I don't have a shower gel. So, I just use whether I'm washing or showering. It's Karma soap.
The best thing to feel fresh though from Lush, to be perfectly honest, is something called Magic Crystals, and it's this Epsom salt and salt body scrub, and it's got menthol crystals, peppermint, spearmint, and it's really minty. You put it on and it genuinely cools down your skin. Now, I can't endorse the way that this is done, and I can't tell you that this is how to use a product, but this is what I do. And again, I can't say, I'm not allowed to tell you to use a product this way because it's not how it's intended. Stress that enough. But if I ever pull a muscle, I use the new hair treatment that you put boiling water into and mix it up until it becomes liquid, because it comes as a solid, and that's nice and warm. And I put that on my back, and that the cinnamon in there warms the muscle tissue, and then I rinse that off and put magic crystals on, and then that rapidly cools down the muscle, and it stimulates. Both of them are muscle stimulants, and they stimulate the muscle. And honestly, that, aside from Dan giving me a massage, that is the next best thing if you've got a pulled muscle. Like, I shit you not, it's fucking amazing. But don't do that. You're not allowed to do that. It has to be mint sauce, not a Lush product. In fact, just give me any of that shit with glitter in it. I love it. That's what I love about Yognog. It's all glitter in. I don't think. Does that pick up? Yeah, it does. Look how sparkly it is.
Just a little bit.
Yummy. No, I love my glitter. Mint sauce is good for shaving. I use the fluff. Literally everything that I use, body care wise, is from Lush. Literally shaving, face stuff, hair stuff, everything. Although I'm doing the no brush method at the moment, and my curls in my hair are coming back. Since I've not brushed my hair, I just brush it with my fingers. My curls in my hair is coming back really well.
But your fingers don't come back from your hair very well.
No, they don't, and I rip hair out with it. Yeah. But my hair's looking healthier since not brushing it. So
it's fuller, I would say. Yeah, it's definitely.
It does look more poof. And I washed it last night. So did I wash it last night? Yeah, I washed it last night.
Ooh.
So. But I don't wash my hair often.
Uses tea tree oil mixed with Vaseline and his own blend.
What's your own blend?
No, I know. Yeah, I'm taking it. Yeah.
Well, before I started working for Lush, I used to make my own products. I used to make my own moisturizer as a lubricant, an antiseptic lubricant. Because tea tree is antiseptic and antibacterial.
It's good for loads. It's good for keeping away insects and all sorts as well. Apparently, tea tree oil.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. to citronella. Yeah, it's in the citronella group. But yeah, no, I used to make my own face cream and body scrubs and sugar scrubs and stuff before I started working at Lush, and then I just started buying the Lush products because
they're cheap because you get staff discount now.
No, I don't. Yes, I do. And what I use to shave with Juan to get soft, smooth legs is it's called the Fluff. It's great. It's strawberries. It's got agave syrup in.
Oh, they were talking about. Jamie was talking about agave on his show a minute ago. Yeah, not really come across it much. So, yeah. But he was talking about it more in a food way or something. Yeah.
A vegan alternative to honey, and it's better than refined sugar to have in tea and stuff. Because I was looking at coconut sugar because I'm trying to not necessarily cut down sugar, or sweetness, I should say, but I'm trying to be healthier. I always use brown sugar. I don't use white sugar, because white sugar's obviously a lot more bleached than brown sugar. But I wanted to try coconut sugar because it seems a lot healthier. But it's like $3.50 for like 300 grams. I ain't spending $3.50 on 300 grams. I'm like, fuck off.
It's not it's probably not expensive. It's just more expensive than the alternative, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, if I wasn't vegan, I'd probably use honey in my tea. I'm not gonna lie. I used to love honey in my tea before I went vegan.
Maybe try this out with agave, because apparently I think Jamie was saying it's like 1.5 times sweeter than sugar or something, if I remember correctly. Like I said, but yeah.
That's the rules, right?
I use bicarb with charcoal to brush with. Not every day, can be too abrasive. Most days, floss and TP. I'm not sure what TP is. TP? TP? Teeth paste? Teeth? TP? I'm not sure. But
I'm sure it'll pop in a second, but yeah. How's it going? Infinite loops.
Infinite loops. I use
bloody thing.
What do it's called candy cane from Lush. It's a tooth jelly. And you dip your toothbrush in and brush. And Dan uses Boom, which is the toothy tabs. So it's charcoal with gunpowder flour and a couple of other things. And yeah, Madame Medusa, maple syrup. Okay. Madame Medusa, maple syrup's a good idea, to be fair. I could use maple syrup. I don't know the benefits to I don't know which. I'd have to Google and have a look into which one is better health wise. Oh, TP are little dental brushes. Okay. Do you mean interdental brushes, or are they like preloaded? I don't. Should I just Google this?
I'll just use a toothbrush and some toothpaste. Nothing fancy. I go to the vegan shop because it's the only place I can find the non-vegan stuff that I actually can tolerate. Because a lot of the stuff, it doesn't foam up very well in your mouth when you're brushing it. The stuff that hasn't got fluoride.
I find Lush's does. I find that Lush's does.
Yeah, I haven't actually looked at Lush for toothpaste.
I'll send you some samples.
Okay.
I'll send you some samples. Aspartame sweetening, yeah, but it's also used in bad stuff. I don't fancy aspartame. I don't know what you think. I sent a link on glitter pills. Sent a link where? How? To where? To me?
I don't know.
My Facebook?
On a comment, possibly, on one of the videos.
I'll have a look. We'll find it. It'll be fine. Yeah, I don't have. I can't see a link.
But yeah, no, those sweeteners are a hell of a lot sweeter than sugar. That's why you get those tiny little pill things. Like you put 2 of them in your cup rather than like 2 whole spoonfuls of sugar, like, yeah. But I'd rather have the sugar, to be fair. Even white sugar over that stuff, like, I mean.
Yeah, same. I'd rather drink tea with no sugar than that, and I do not like tea with no sugars. I am a two-sugar gal.
Than tea with no sugar, to be fair. So.
I am not sweet enough. Fluoride, yeah, I'm not a fan of fluoride, Juan.
No, that's why I go to the vegan shop, because it's the only place I can find a fluoride-free toothpaste that works like I like my toothpaste to work.
Superdrug has fluoride. Cool. Honestly,
well, like I said, no, see, I get very set in my way. I found something I like, it works, I'll stick with it. So
yeah, that's fair enough.
It's not like I'm paying loads or anything. It's not like massively expensive. It's just
causes cancer. I am a two sugar club.
Yeah. See, I mean, when I was drinking tea and coffee, I used to have at least 4 sugars in a cup. So, and back when I was a teenager, it'd be 6 to 12, depending on whether it was a big cup or not.
So, Madame Medusa has apparently tried to send me a pill, send me a link to a pill that makes you shit glitter.
Yeah, that's
when you work at Lush.
I use. Kingfisher toothpaste. Sorry.
Oh. When you work at Lush, that naturally happens because you're inhaling that much glitter on a daily basis. You sneeze glitter, I cough up glitter. I honestly think if I went and donated blood, I'd be donating like 50% glitter. It's ridiculous. And there has been times where I have shat glitter as well. And now Dan's laughing and looking at me like I'm crazy. So yeah.
Well, actually, what I can do.
Everywhere.
Oh no! I mean, so I'm just wondering, because Madame Medusa, would you actually like post a lot of links if I made you a moderator? Because I know you definitely talk about stuff a lot, so I'm just wondering if you would you post links and stuff? I don't know if you'd even want to be a moderator or not, but. So, because people can't post links
is this not something we should discuss backstage? I'm joking.
I don't know. Yeah, because I could always do it now, if you know what I mean, and then take it away later. Yeah. It's not like yeah. But I'm just because, like I say, we were going the no mod route, so yeah. I mean, it's not a massive issue, like.
So we got sidetracked to Lush. I do love it. Though. I miss it so much. Can't wait to go back to it. I'm supposed to go back at the beginning of December. Yeah, we know you're not.
Well, might be worth like waiting till after Christmas now, if you know what I mean. When you're what's the word? Recuperated more and had a proper rest, because Christmas is going to be a nightmare for you, isn't it? So
it's my favourite time of year at work, though. There's so many customers, there's so many people to talk to. They've bought me a chair as well, so I can a chair to sit behind the till, so I can be stationed at the till, and just sit. Which I'd be more than happy to do, to be perfectly honest. At least I want to get out the house. You know, I want to be out the house, but not in the cold. And I miss my colleagues, man. They're great. They're amazing. And yeah, I'm just bored. I don't know how you do it. I really fucking empathize with you. I know last night you were saying that nobody should sympathize your lifestyle and whatnot, but I'm not an indoor cat.
No, it's I've got a PC gamer friend who lives up the road. He pops down occasionally. I rarely go up his, but I do occasionally go. I've got another mate from in town that pops over every couple of weeks. Obviously, I've got Tiff who pops around whenever she can. So again, it's not completely like I'm just sat here all the time. This is just 90% of my awake time, like at least.
Yeah.
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 And again, I mean, this wasn't me before I had the back injury. Before then, I was active. I was doing shit a lot more. And even now, like I say, I've run out of resin now. But I mean, I was doing resin the other day. I'm getting bits on the go. I'm thinking about doing more bits. And so yeah, my mind's always active. I've got books. I've got games. I mean, there's always.
I think because also you don't have a choice. Do you know what I mean? You don't have a choice. Whereas I have that choice now to go back to work. I'm in that position where I'm not as sick as you, so I can go back and see everyone. And I think because with you, it's definite. You haven't got a job to be going back to. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I have got a job to be going back to, so I am kind of yearning to get back and be doing things. Like I have definitely, I've lost weight in my face, but I put weight on everywhere else. Like seeing the picture, seeing my image on through my phone, I feel like my cheekbones.
Oh yeah,
like, I know I've got
you've
contour
got a little
on, but
bit in there. That
you know, I am losing weight in my face. Don't know how that's happened, but I am putting on weight being here doing nothing. So I just want to get back out and go see my people and go shopping. I miss shopping. I know that's a really like female
of course,
kind of thing to say, but on my breaks when I was at work, I'd go out and I'd go to the shops. And you know me, I am a very kind of talk to everybody kind of person, so I get to know all like the shopkeepers and the people who are working. What is that you're showing?
Show me back off. See if I can. No, it's too low down. It's too low down.
Too low down.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, I was trying to show it. There, misfire, but I couldn't unfortunately get my back into frame because it's too up high. But no, I mean, on your spine goes normally down. You kind of have that arch in your back, the lower back and stuff. But just above the arch, my back kind of bows out a little bit like that, where I fractured the spine. So it's very unlikely I'll recover from it properly, purely because my spine's like a wonky S now. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, so I just used to talk to loads of people every day. Like I'd always be talking to people. And I just miss it.
Yeah, and you are a social person as well, aren't you? I mean, it's just one of those things. So.
I'm a social butterfly. So yeah, I hate it. I hate being inside, bored.
Yeah, don't get wrong. I hate being bored. Yeah, but I've found myself in a position where I'm never bored. It's just one of those things. And yeah, no, honestly, misfire, it's cool because. Basically, it stops me from going out to work for a start. And as much as I'd like to go out to work, like idea in the head, socializing again, being a useful member of society and that kind of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I was one of those people that I loved my job. I just didn't like the people I worked with. And I can't imagine having to go back out and work with those sorts of people again. It would. They'd kill me or I'd kill them. I mean, it's just one of those things. I wouldn't be able to be forced to stay in a room with someone I didn't like for 8 hours, 9 hours, 14 hours a day with some of the shifts I'd worked when I was at Royal, because I just took all the overtime I could because I was those people. But yeah, and once I get a workshop sorted out, like somewhere, like I mean. If I can get one big enough, then I will be spending a lot more time out there. I'll have a nice bench or stool or something I can sit on, maybe find myself on to rest. But yeah, I'll really be boshing stuff out proper then. So. Not everyone's as lucky as you, Jess. Yeah.
Well, this is the other thing with my with not being at work. There's that whole job working from home.
I did not work at the post office. Post office and Royal Mail were two separate companies, but okay.
Cooking from fresh, because I was talking to my dad about this earlier. Cooking from fresh takes so long, like 2 hours it takes to cook a dinner. How is 2 working people supposed to cook from fresh? How are we supposed to do this?
Easy.
You know? No.
Yes.
It's not.
It is. You just prepare. It's all about preparation.
It is all about preparation, but I feel like I'd be getting home. Let's say, for example, because I've got to incorporate my son in this, obviously. If I do the 6 o'clock finish shift, okay, and I finish at 6 o'clock, I get home at about 6:30. How am I supposed to feed my child? I don't want to come home at 6:30 and have to try and cook a dinner. You know, I want something that has already been done, and especially over Christmas, where I'm going to be working 5-6 day weeks. How is this even possible? You know?
Well, all right, fair enough. In some circumstances, it's not going to be completely possible, yeah, because you can't go feeding Freddie at 9 o'clock at night right before he's about to go to bed, because that's what it'd be if you came home at 6:30, had to chop stuff up, get stuff prepared. Oh no, shit, I've got to do that. Oh shit, Freddie, leave me alone for a minute to cook the fucking tea.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's.
And yeah, Misfire just put prep is key. Also, cooking in advance and freezing. That is the only other alternative, is to cook everything in advance and freeze it, and it does work to a degree. But it's just frustrating, and it goes back to this whole having to have dual income to survive, and it just. We used to have, people were much healthier back 30-40 years ago, where the mom was at home and she was able to cook the nice proper dinners, and that's why we had that shift to convenience food as wages didn't go up with inflation. You can see this shift of when convenience food started coming in, and you'd have like your pre-packaged meat, and you'd have your pre-packed dinners and everything, and the ready-made sauces, like a ready-made bolognese sauce. It makes me so angry. Like, I have never used a ready-made bolognese sauce. Like, I wouldn't even know what's in a ready-made bolognese sauce, because I know how to make bolognese. Why would I use a jar? But I can see why so many families have no choice but to just empty 2 jars into a saucepan and throw some meat into it, and there you go, there's dinner. Like, I completely understand why we need this, but we shouldn't have to need this.
That particular example, I don't get. That is a waste of time, because it takes just as long to put the herbs and spices in the meat as it does to empty the jar in, because you still got to cook it for as long, if you know what I mean. So the cooking time is no shorter with a jar than with the full ingredients.
Yeah. Let me just catch up with the chat. It gets boring and takes time, though. I get it. Often I just have a sandwich, can't be asked, but cook for fella and nipper. I don't have enough room in the freezer. I have a lot of ice. I have to buy it, as I can't freeze it. What are you using so much ice for, Madame Medusa? You can't freeze it quick enough for the amount. How many mojitos can one woman drink? Holy moly. As was typing being, I had to reset router. Oh, you were typing. Okay, well, you carry on. We'll read it. But no, that's what I was doing on a Sunday. If I wasn't at work, Sunday seemed to be the best day that I could do this. Was to pre-make all of the lunches for all of the week. But it's just such a faff, because you're constantly having to clean stuff, and you know, it's just, you know, I will get into the swing of things when I go back to work, and have it, because at the moment, obviously, I can just I make my lunch, I watch something, and then I start prepping dinner and stuff. Obviously, I won't be able to do that when I go back to work. I'll have to be prepping it before then. Drink it, I have to have it cold. All ice is cold.
Yeah, no, I think when she drinks, she has to have it cold. Yeah, sorry. I know.
Trolls versus trolls.
It's like my literal brain kicks in, and I feel it's like she took that literally. It was, yeah, no, just sorry. Tired, I'm worn out. Like I say, these late nights on Jed's kill me.
That's Jed's fault.
Yeah.
That is Jed's fault. We were talking just a bit before, like, what's Jed gonna do now? I'm quite interested as to what Jed will do. I mean, if you're gonna have like a co-host, a different co-host every weekend, or what, every other weekend, you know, or what are you gonna do?
Sorry, Wim Hof ice baths. That was the suggestion for Misfire for all the ice. If you don't know who Wim Hof is, he's like the man. And
the who?
Yeah, it's no, it might be worth looking into. It's great apparently for healing and stuff. All the breathing exercises you can do, exposing yourself to cold, and I don't want to butcher it, guys. If you're interested, wait, let me put it back up. Go and check out Wim Hof.
I'll have a butcher's. You know me, I have to have glass full to the brim with ice, not one ice cube. I will continue solo. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if you were going to have a different co-host each week, or if you were going to try and get a new co-host or anything like that.
To be fair, he's such a lucky fecker. He gets awesome guests on anyway. He doesn't really need a co-host, to be fair. Oh, he's put that in the chat anyway. But
yeah, I mean, I'll always pop on if and when you need me. Like I said, I'm an hour into it. I'm gonna watch the rest of it probably tomorrow when the boyfriend's gone. I am upset to see VB disappear, and I'm sure you are. But so it's a hormone disrupting chemical, which means that it interferes with the way hormones send important messages about development through the body. This is why we're seeing a lot of BPA-free children's
plastic bottles and
which is really good. I keep reading posts about BPA not being harmful and about GMO being good and all this stuff and what's the other one that I'm thinking of? Pesticides being good as well. And I'm like, who's pushing this? Like, we know that it's not. Who's stupid enough to believe these things, that it's safe? Like, I understand that everything is made up of a chemical. I am a chemical, you are a chemical. But there's chemicals and there's a chemical. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between there's a difference between the way you say them. There's a difference between something being chemically made up and something being a chemical that you're putting in something. Like, one's everything, the other one's not good.
It's like not all chemicals are good chemicals, is it? Basically, I mean, it's
someone doxed VB.
Shit.
What's doxed? Sorry, I'm new here.
In conventional terms, basically, he's had all his information leaked. His name, his address, my emails and stuff like that, I imagine.
Oh. Told me just hours before last. That's a shame for him. I mean, well, it's a shame for you as well, Jed. That is a shame.
That's savage.
And in the John LeBon, I didn't expect John to do that.
Well, to be fair, it's like Jed said, the best protection against that is to dox yourself. Like, I mean, people know I'm D Searle. I live in Brixton near Plymouth. Like, I mean, this is not a big secret. Like, I mean, and I think it really is the best way to protect yourself is to be yourself.
Yeah. No. Madam, nobody does deserve that. The thing is that if you want your life to remain private, yes, okay, don't go on the internet, blah blah blah, don't put yourself out there. But at the same time, you shouldn't expect people to I just expect better things of the human race, and I know that I live in this like rose-tinted world where everything's perfect and everybody's lovely to one another, and you know, but exactly that's what I was getting at. Like Jed's just put it, it's the nature of the beast, Chris, when you put yourself out there, especially with strong opinions, and it is. But at the same time, I just feel like the human race should be better. Like, why are we not better? Because I wouldn't do that to somebody.
Right.
But
well, I'm not saying I know why it's not better like that. I mean, that's the thing. It's just, I mean, I think most of us here do.
I'm really shit for. I wouldn't say I'm naive, but I have naive opinions in the sense that because I wouldn't do something, other people shouldn't and wouldn't. But obviously, that's not the case. That's not how it works.
No, that's your liberal fascism coming out. Yeah.
There it is. But it's just ridiculous. Because I wouldn't want my shit leaked, but at the same time, I also don't really care. Like, I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
You know, I am.
You got a big, strong boyfriend to protect her anyway, ain't you? So I mean.
Yeah, sure.
So I just actually pictured Dano in a fight, just rolled up in an egg-shaped ball, like I'm an egg.
It would be me fighting, not him. It's been in one fight in his life, and he bit them. That's how he won. Some people just take this shit a wee bit too seriously. And that's what I say. I if you get offended by my views and what I say, that's your fault. That's your choice. I didn't tell you to get offended. I am just a random person on the internet. I have literally no power over your feelings and your emotions. If you want to get offended by something that I have to say, that is genuinely your problem and your fault. This is our channel.
Apparently, doxing can land you in jail, or some people in jail. So I imagine it's illegal in some countries then. So, but no, it's a shitty thing to do. It is, and I mean, it kind of happened in a way with John Smith, who was like a big flat earther who kept his identity like hush hush. But he started showing up at a few meets that weren't online, basically, and the people's meets who he showed up at, they turned on him. Or he turned on them. Something happened between them anyway, and the people whose meets he'd been going to decided to tell everyone who he was and put pictures of him online and stuff. And as much as I don't like John Smith, I mean, it was an out of order thing to do because he wasn't ready to be public. But it happens. It does. Yeah, that's awesome. That's brilliant. Love it.
It's like one of the first things Madame Medusa said.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was
don't know, because what do you say, social justice warrior? Like, how do you define that?
Oh.
I want everybody to like people. What does that? Oh, that's the same.
Sorry, instead of me trying to click it away and then something else come up, so I clicked on that, and then I tried clicking that away, and that clicked on something else, and
I'm not. I don't know. I felt bad for that. No, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know, because I don't. Is standing up for somebody a social justice warrior? Is wanting everybody to get along a social justice warrior?
Not necessarily, but standing up for somebody else is definitely social justice warrior. Yeah, because people should be able to stand up for themselves, basically. People aren't standing up for themselves. Who do you think you are jumping in, standing up for them, basically?
Yeah, I get that, but I like if it's really difficult, because if somebody doesn't get on with somebody,
yes.
No, because like if somebody was being I didn't say it because I'm doing this. If somebody was being a dick to you, or about you, and you weren't there, I would stick up for you, but I wouldn't stick up for everybody. You know, that I don't know if social justice warrior is somebody who sticks up for everything, no matter what they believe in. Like, even if it's not something they believe or agree with. I don't know.
If you want to go to the extreme, go and watch any episode of South Park that's got PC Principal in, and he's like the ultimate like social justice warrior.
Yes, yeah, I'm not overtly PC. I try not to.
Unfortunately, see, this is how it's been done. It's been co-opted into the PC.
The Congo is calling me. Congo Kinshasa 243-971-563-784. Well, I'm not answering that.
Eh?
Don't know. What?
Oh, you're not reading chat. What are you on about?
Me? No, somebody was phoning me from the Congo.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Bloody hell. It's one of those rich princes. You were in for a fortune. You missed your chance.
Damn it.
Oh, hello, Nozel Jean-Jay.
My friend's vegan.
Jean-Yves?
I'm vegan. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I'm not all uppity about political correctness, and you can kind of say what you want, and I won't be offended. But I will try my best not to offend other people by saying something.
Cakes ain't old enough for that. Way down deep in the middle of the Congo. I can't remember the rest of it. Way down deep in the middle of the Congo.
Oh, there we go.
Something in the mango and the bongo. And yeah. And they call it umbongo. It was a drink back when I was a kid. Yeah.
Madam just said, no, social justice warriors, they get offended by everything, but Cakes is lovely and is not one. Yeah, I tend to try and... Oh, Lancerthart, what up, man? I tend to try and not get offended by things because you guys are on the internet. What you say shouldn't hurt me and shouldn't affect me and anybody else. And like I was just saying, what I say shouldn't offend you. But at the same time, in my everyday life, I wouldn't discriminate. I wouldn't, be rude about somebody's personal whatevers.
Yeah, well, that's
because I don't want to be a shitty human.
Yeah, well, that's
I just don't want to be.
Yeah, with the talk with Orphan Red last night and stuff. Like, I mean, because like I said, I've been getting into the trolling a bit, and yeah, I mean, I've kind of decided myself I'm going to distinguish between just the personal attacks, like the personal attack trolling. Like the other day, I was calling a bloke in Jamie's chat. He was a big guy, like, and he looked a little bit like Meatloaf, so I called him Fat Meatloaf. I mean, that was no need for that, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that was just a trolly personal attack. But if I see somebody being a fake ass motherfucker, I'm gonna troll the fuck out of them still. Yeah, if you know what I mean.
But at the same time, again, this is the internet. This is the internet. It isn't real life, and people shouldn't be offended by what you say. But when people have called me overweight, I don't care what you. Oh, my cat's ruining my chat. Get. Ow! Ow! Ah! People shouldn't be offended by what we say. And what you say, like, you just shouldn't. And when people have called me fat, I don't care. I know that. And this Fat Meatloaf should know that he's fat. And if he doesn't, then he's delusional. You know, that was hilarious. He would do anything for subs, but he won't do that.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Honestly, it was. But again, it was a mean thing for me to do. Like, it was just there was no, because he was on Jamie's, trying to help Jamie out in his own way. Whether I agreed with it or not didn't matter. He was there trying to do good, and I just ripped him to bits. And don't get me wrong, it was funny, kind of deserved it, because he did seem a bit fake and that kind of thing. But I was attacking him, the person, what I was seeing. Sorry, him, the person I was seeing, and not the fakeness that I was seeing, if you know what I mean. So again, I'm gonna have to just readjust my trolling focus.
They've put exactly, Cakes. I agree. It's internet fantasy land. You should always expect trolls online, and you should never be offended. Exactly, Cakes. How people say they're being bullied online is fucking stupid. Don't go online. Exactly. If you're 2 cents, and I'm gonna bring Jade up, and I'm sorry, Jamie. I don't know if things with you and Jade are still there, but she gets, a lot of you in the chat will know who Jade is. She gets offended by me online. The first time me and Jamie were both on Jamie's channel, me and Dee could see how jealous Jade was of another female being on Jamie's channel, as though I want to ride him. No thanks, Jamie. We're friends, boyfriends there. I like his penis. Hello there, father. Racist. And everything I said, she seemed to get offended straight away. And I was like, listen, I am a person on the internet. My views should not have any impact on you negatively. If I say something that offends you, think you need to reevaluate your life choices. But at the same time, the things that I say to a lot of people, I stole her thunder. I did, because I have more of a personality.
Like I say, every so often the things flick up, so I click on the wrong thing sometimes. But yeah, so I do apologise, people.
But in real life, there's a lot of things that I say on here that I would not say in my day-to-day life, and I would not say in front of my friends in a real social situation, because they're the kind of things that I don't think you should say in the real world. There's a definite line between the internet and real life, and I feel like this is a place where I can say whatever I want, because if you don't like it, you don't have to be here. But if I'm stood in front, if I'm at my work, for example, obviously there's a lot of things that I can't say because I represent a brand, and there's a lot of things that you can't say in public because you don't know who's listening. And I am the kind of person who I don't want to upset people in real life, because saying something to somebody's face is a lot different to me making a passing comment on them internet. There's a big difference.
Well, there is and there isn't. Yeah, again, it's situation by situation, and yeah, I just think I'm going to be a bit more responsible for my trolling. That's all. So.
Yeah. Lancelot just put, I remember this. Wasn't she talking about drinking, and didn't we talk about her ugly friend? She was talking about that. That was a few weeks after I'd met her, to be honest. I'd met her a few weeks before. Oh, but she's batshit. She texts me at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what are you? I'm trying to sleep. Go away. Leave me alone. She's complaining that her tablet's being taken off her. I'm not your parent. I have my own child to parent. I don't need a 17-year-old child to parent. I want to just shake her and give her head a wobble, you know. Can always turn the internet off. That's what people do. Exactly. You can always, that's the thing with, if I say something, you can just go away. Like, if you're too sensitive to deal with things, leave. And she is very young, and I feel for her. I empathize with her. I really do. She's got a lot of growing up to do, and I don't think that the platform and the people that this group of people socialize with, I don't think that's the best place for her.
She shouldn't
she's
be on
herself
YouTube the way
in a
she
fake
is, unfortunately. World. But I mean, it's exactly like talking to my 17-year-old daughter, talking to her. They don't really listen. They hear what they think you're saying, not what you're saying. It's weird. It's strange.
Do you know what, though? Even in a written comment where at the beginning of it, I'm going to have to pull it up. The beginning of the message, I had said to her, right now, you could just be attention seeking. And I went on to say, I don't think you are attention seeking. I think it's this, blah, 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 blah. And she started shouting at me, saying that she's not attention seeking. And I'm like, Jade, you haven't read the whole message. You haven't read it all. Read everything that I've got to say. I'm trying to help you because I am nice. I'm kind-hearted. I say things that I think's funny to get a reaction. Yeah, we all do that. Everybody does that. Shut up. But I genuinely empathise with her and really wanted to help her. And she just shouted at me without reading the whole message. I can't win.
But yeah, no, she won't be
17,
watching anyway. I know
doing.
that she's because she can't stand you, so there's no chance she'd be watching. So she's not going to hear about this unless somebody in chat tells her, basically. Yeah.
Does she not like me now?
No, she hates you. Yeah, with a passion.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll remember that the next time she messages me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll have to rewatch all of Jamie's and see what she said about me. No, I'm not. Pathetic. I didn't know she hated me now. That's interesting. Done nothing wrong. But she was very, very jealous when I first popped up. She was like, "Who's she?" And I'm like, "Oh."
Oh no, well, that's the thing as well. You can tell she really likes Jamie, and I don't know why for some reason it hasn't happened yet. But yeah, I mean, you can tell she likes him. So
100%. Do not stand on my keyboard.
Yeah. No. But no, again, like Juan Carlos says, she is vulnerable, and whether she should be or not, she is, and that's. I mean, I used to troll her quite heavy.
Right, you sat right in front of the chat.
I tend to lay off her a little bit now. I'll take the piss a little bit, but I don't go heavy into it purely because she is, for whatever reason, quite vulnerable. So.
Yeah, and like I say, I tried to help her. I really did. I tried to help her, but she just shouted at me. So.
Could you have helped your 17-year-old self? I mean.
My 17-year-old self was perfect.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
That's an interesting point. I don't know. To be fair, at 17, I was starting to mature, and I was starting to, and I was starting to grow up and stuff, and that's more interesting than what I have to say. Why won't she be? Yes. So Jamie's just put she won't be on the channel anymore, and I want to know why. And then Misfire, yes, vulnerable is right.
Up on here yet, so I can't.
And I have to say the chat respects that when she's on, nobody's unkind to Jade.
Yeah, right.
See, I've missed the past 2 weeks of
then
Jamie's show.
Yeah, well, if she's not going to be on the channel anymore, hopefully at least it goes well with you and her, Jamie, like I say, because
are they together now?
Right? And no, see, there has been a few times, Miss, when I mean, there's definitely been a few of us in the chat that have gone at her and stuff. So it has happened, and but yeah. She kind of brings it on herself, though, unfortunately, because she's in an arena she doesn't understand and doesn't belong. So again, it all comes down to self-responsibility, and that's what she really needs to find: the self-responsibility and self-respect. But I'm talking that's generically across the board for teenagers. So,
and I mean, you look at the people who are in our chat right now. A lot of them are also in. Okay, Jamie, no worries. Yeah, if you look at the chat that we have right now, they're all thought-provoking people, and a lot of them are in Jamie's. So we're trying to have a thought-provoking conversation, and she can't follow that thought-provoking conversation. No, that's not an indication of her intelligence or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's not her place. You know, this isn't. I don't think this is what she's interested in. And I don't think this is what she doesn't agree with any of our conspiracy theories or anything like that. So she doesn't have anything to bring to the table. So I feel a lot of the time maybe she finds herself in quite an awkward position where she wants to talk to Jamie and she wants to talk to Jamie's friends, but she doesn't actually have anything that she can talk to everybody about.
Well, see, they did start talking in private as well, so that's maybe what's happening now. And obviously, Jamie can't talk about it. He's saying, and so maybe he'll let us know in private. But yeah, no, I mean that's fair enough. It's not like we're not trying to get anything more out of you, Jamie, or anything, mate. So don't worry about that. It's just unfortunately, this is our conversation at the moment. So yeah, it's the way it's going to go. But don't feel pressured to give us any more information.
No, don't feel pressure. No. We can talk in private, Jamie. Sound as a fucking pound. D is frozen. No, hang on. No, he blinked. Lol.
Yeah. That's what I could do maybe for a living. Just go out and be one of those statues that just leaves a hat there, and every time somebody puts some money in, I'll move a little bit. And
yeah, that sounds like a great job for somebody with a broken back.
Right, I could do it for an hour or two a day. Yeah.
You do it if it was a bed.
Oh yeah, that's what I could do. There you go. See, I could do live poses on the bed.
Who would pay to see that, guys?
Yeah.
See a middle-aged man pose in a bed. I think there's a website for that, D.
Yeah. I won't be visiting
it. Yeah, I didn't rave and I didn't take pills when I was a kid.
You missed out.
I smoked weed. I just smoked weed and drank whiskey. And Dan's having his own little mini rave in the corner by himself, like a loser. How high do you think you'd have to be to stay completely still? Nobody's watched Dee's DMT video. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, oh yeah. The only reason I can't put it on YouTube is because you can't put a video on YouTube where you're taking illicit substances. So if I cut that bit out and just show the high, I could show that on YouTube.
So good. It's honestly, it is amazing. It's
to be fair,
I can see colours. My sounds are colours. Oh, it's so good.
Fuck it. I'm gonna put a link to it. In the chat. Just give me a minute. If I can find it.
Incredible.
But remember, guys, this is an unlisted video that isn't for YouTube viewing. So please don't be arseholes and flag it, because this is like right, wait, so it's going to take a minute actually, because I'm logged in as OneVsOne on YouTube. Switch account.
Paint your beard gold, D, and get on the streets as a street statue. Ombre the beard. Misfire, you can't beat a good rave, but there is a price to pay with pills. Laugh my fucking ass off. Beard. And yet they advertise coffee, tea, and alcohol. Leave my tea alone, Juan. Speaking of which, tea slave. Tea slave. Daniel! Daniel!
Yes?
Can I have some tea?
I'm listening to Vinny Paz.
I want tea.
I'm listening to Vinny Paz.
I want tea.
Yeah, after Vinny Paz.
I want tea. I want tea.
Oh, don't be stupid. That's silly. All right. For some reason, actually, I can do it on my phone instead.
Damn, Daniel. Don't know, it's just what somebody typed in the chat. Not really seen any tobacco advertising. Oh, D, would love that. There are lots of Yoda ones in London. Back a day, pills were better. Wouldn't dare now. Okay. I've never.
Yeah, pills nowadays, they don't use the proper MDMA. They use a different brand of MDMA. It's like a couple of molecules different, and it's not the same as the stuff we used to get back in the 90s.
Did I tell you about my tea?
Me?
No, D.
I don't know. You've told me many things about tea.
All right, so I ordered some tea online. And so first of all, it arrived late, and then and this was 2 weeks ago. It arrived late, and then I found out that they'd actually sent the wrong tea. So I get on them interwebs, I message them, and I'm like, "Oi, you've sent the wrong tea. Send the correct tea." Oh my god, how many of you want to jump up here? Animals. That's the third one. I'm only missing Ted. Ted doesn't come near me.
Lots of yoga ones in London. What? Sorry, I missed something there while I did hear you say it.
Yoda statues. Not yoga.
Oh, right.
That's a D.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Bookmarked. Yeah, so, and they still haven't replied. Anyway, the tea company still haven't replied. And I don't know how to get through to a company that don't reply. Any suggestions would be great. It's an Australian company, so I can't phone without it costing me like £2 a minute.
Do you know any Australians that could ring for you?
I do, but I don't really want to like if they need the info. I just you know, if there's questions that they need to answer, then they don't know the answer to, then I've got to wait. But yeah, I'm just really pissed off because it's an advent calendar. It's an advent calendar of tea.
Yeah, yeah. Now I know. I remember you telling me about it. Now, yeah, that was you told me about that the other week, I think.
Oh,
that
really
you were going to be ordering it.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah, advent calendar of tea is in my consciousness. It's a good one, Miss. But that was literally my very, very first experience with DMT, and it did get ruined, unfortunately, at the end. But
what ruined it? I don't remember.
Anyway, no, yeah, like I say, I'd prefer, like I said, I would prefer if people didn't share it around, if you know what I mean, because it is unlisted for a reason, because it shouldn't be on YouTube, basically. So just, let's just hope I can trust you folks out there anyway.
This going on the back of VB being, what's it called?
Doxed. But yeah, no, see, this is the thing. I mean, the worst they can do is take my channel away. That's not really going to be a massive issue for me because I can start another channel, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
As for getting, like I say, I mean, it'd be funny somebody turning up here like who tried to start trouble, because it just amused me. It would amuse, like, I mean, I have no fear of people turning up, if you know what I mean. It would be amusing to see it happen, and yeah.
I have a really important question to ask you.
Go on.
Where is Susan?
Downstairs.
It's about the time Susan says hello to me. Susan.
No, she's probably forgotten we're online. You know what she's like. She's all raring
I forgot to text her.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna come and tell me off. Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble by Susan.
She's losing it. She's a dippy old woman. She really is.
Wow. No, we love Susan. Everybody in the chat loves Susan.
Yes. Well, maybe to be fair, we should get her on one week as a guest. Like, yeah.
I'd love that.
Christian D's mom.
Sue. She's great. I haven't tried DMT either. Only had acid trips. Mushrooms are next though. Yeah, I don't I've spoke about this before, and I think I spoke about it on Jed's actually. I don't think I spoke about it on here. That I already know that I have mental health issues, and I don't think my psyche would be able to cope with trippy kind of drugs and hallucinogenics. Thanks. Hallucinogenics. I just don't think I'd be able to deal.
You'd be surprised. Like I said, it's not. See, you're probably most experience of that is from the movies, and the movies you got it totally wrong, right? I mean, and you saw what I was like on DMT, and that is the most hallucinogenic I've ever taken, like the most hallucinogenic effect I've ever had from anything I've ever taken. So I mean, that's the worst it's going to get. I mean, literally, I wouldn't think it'd affect anyone badly. I mean, even a negative DMT trip, which I have had, isn't even really all that bad, because when you come round from the DMT trip, any sense of that ages of time you were in the DMT trip, even though you weren't in there for long, goes anyway. It becomes dreamlike, and it's very much like having a waking dream anyway. But it's so, yeah, I mean, well, what am I saying? Yeah, he's watched it. He's watched it.
Look at me with the sound. It's so good. It's so good. I need to rewatch it. It's so good.
No,
I had a bad acid trip with my first one, Second and third was stimulating and better. That first trip affected me though, made me cautious and paranoid as fuck. Misfire, just be somewhere nice and safe. Mushrooms are the flesh of the gods. Amazing. And is DMT the same as salvia?
It's not the same as salvia, no.
Salvia is a pussy drug.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it, so...
The room spins and you're back to normal.
Oh.
We used to smoke that shit all the time.
But yeah, I mean,
salvia feels like a witch gave you a potion, and is chuckling because you actually drank it. Because I acted the same as you on salvia. I never heard of DMT. DMT feels like a divine gift from some force that exists in the afterlife and is the core of all creation. DMT is more profound. Salvia is more brutal, not the same. A double shot of coffee is me living wild. Me too, madam. Twinning. No, I think for me, I'm not going to judge you, but for me, it's just, I just don't want that.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
And again, I wouldn't push it on anyone, but I would.
No, I know you wouldn't.
I'd certainly advise people to think about it at the very least.
So, yeah.
Again, it's getting hold of it, but this is not.
But also, I'm 27.
I've wanted to try it for years, and I've just never been able to get hold of it. So, again.
So I was gonna say I'm 27, so kind of never say never, kind of thing, you know. I'm gonna open that video in my bookmark because I've got to rewatch it.
I probably shouldn't have put it on there, really. Like, I shouldn't have put it out there in that chat then, but that's me for you. Impulsive. Because what I usually do is anyone who wants to watch it, I'll say, like, look, I'll send it to you in private and that. But that's the first time I've ever put it out there, like, in such a public way. So, because it's got 29 views, which for me is actually not bad, and it's never been like on YouTube. It's always been unlisted. So
yeah. Okay.
But this is, and I mean, going back to what Juan Carlos says, the DMT feels like a divine gift, and it does. You feel a lot of things on it are hard to explain. You see a lot of things that are unexplainable. It really is. It's something else. It does seem like. Well, it'll definitely make you question reality anyway, put it that way.
Misfire just put, as a youth, I was more adventurous with drugs. As a 43-year-old, I think hard, but never turned down a line of coke. That would be rude.
See, only recently I've started turning it down myself because it takes me a week to recover. Literally, my nose runs for a week afterwards. So, yeah, I've got to say no now purely because the high that it gives isn't worth the week of recovery it takes me now.
And then Madame Medusa just put, I like to stay in control.
Every drug I've ever taken, I've been in control apart from DMT. That's the one drug where you can't do anything. So, like, because you're stuck laid down on the bed, so it's not as if you can hurt yourself. But yeah, you have no control over that high whatsoever. Like, once you've taken it, you're going where it takes you. So, yeah, everything else. I have kind of alcohol. I've had the one blackout experience on alcohol, but I have zero memory of that at all. Like, it was a complete blackout. Whereas with DMT, at least I have memories of it. So, yeah, I mean, I maybe have lost control on other things, but
it's one thing I hate about people who drink and then blame drink on their actions, because I have been drunk to the point that I've passed out. I've been drunk to the point where I've been sick. I've been drunk to the point where I've been taken to hospital. You know, but I've never been in a position where, oh, I was so drunk, I cheated on you, and I don't really remember cheating on you, and so I've never been in that.
That was always the excuse. I've pretended not to be able to remember on drink many times.
Yeah.
I've only ever once blacked out, and I didn't actually even do anything bad that time, so it wasn't an excuse. All I did was basically, I remember I was sorry, I forgot I ain't got my camera on. Yeah, I was halfway through a game of pool in a nightclub. Why they had a pool table in a nightclub, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, I'm waking up in bed the next day. And it was as if nothing had happened. I literally woke up and I'm almost taking my pool position. Like, it was weird as hell. Never felt anything like it before. It was like no time had elapsed. And I couldn't tell you what happened. I got told, apparently I went to the toilet. And about 20 minutes later, because I hadn't come back, they come in looking for me. And I was just sat on the floor going, "Buh, buh, I'm going to be sick. Buh," not actually being sick. And I was just going, "Buh, buh, buh." Apparently, so I was just like a drunken fool. So I wouldn't have been able to cheat. I wouldn't have been able to do anything else, if you know what I mean. So I think by the time you've got to that blackout point, you're not been able to do any of the things you would get in trouble for getting drunk, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Juan said taking a whitey on weed is boom, you have no control.
All right. Yeah. The very first time I ever did a bong, it was, I mean, from the floor, it was high. It was like a fucking 4 or 5 foot bong. So one lungful to fill it, and then the next one to clear it. And this was the very first one I'd ever done, and sat back. And I'm like, whew, fucking hell. Like it'd take my breath away. But I was getting more of a backy rush than anything at that time. Then all of a sudden, I just couldn't see. I fucking turned to my mate and I went, "Are my eyes open?" And he went, "Yeah." "Yeah, of course they fucking are. What are you talking about?" "I can't see. I've gone blind." And I passed out.
See, I remember being really stoned and having and getting sick and being delirious and a lunatic, and I had to blame it on sunstroke. So my mum has always thought that I had sunstroke to this day. Misfire mushrooms I am intrigued by, though. I watched an amazing video of a man giving his mother mushroom tea and she tripped and it totally changed her perception on life. Really was amazing. Oh, thanks, babe. I can't see. That's a whitey cakes.
But
oh yeah, like I'm not a sheltered youth. I've smoked a lot of weed, and solids more than anything though. Preferred solids. But yeah, yeah.
These solids are really bad for you unless you know the source, because a lot of solids, unfortunately, they pack all sorts of shit into them to buff it out. And literally plastic bottles, dog shit, horse shit, anything that'll go into the mix basically. And yeah, so I will avoid resin most of the time, and yes, I know it's from a decent source, or I've made it myself.
Yeah.
And even then, I prefer the weed now. It's just the way I am.
Well, you know, I haven't smoked since I was 19.
I haven't been straight since I was 19.
Is that empty?
I mean, compos mentis. I am a heterosexual male. Yeah.
Soap bar is shit. And dance balls are out.
Of course they are.
Soap bar is an amazing song.
Of course they are. Always out. Always.
Yeah,
always
for me, my favourites were always Gold Seal and Red Seal. So the squidgy blacks.
Anyway, dude, we've hit 2 hours.
We have. Yeah, nobody wanted to come on. Put the link in. To be fair, I'm sorry guys, we got chatting and I forgot to put the link in again. Nobody asked to come in anyway, but yeah, no, thanks for stopping by, guys. Unless there's any last minute questions, we'll give it another 2 minutes just to.
Yeah.
Oh, my uncle, Parkinson's disease, ended up in hospital from a whitey because he was used to it.
Wasn't used to it.
Wasn't, yeah. Yeah, that's the trouble. And this is the thing. People who don't smoke, who take advice from people who've been smoking for years, probably shouldn't take advice, if you know what I mean. It's, yeah. I mean, or if they're telling you just take a drag and leave it, just take a drag and leave it. When you smoke weed, it's not an instantaneous effect. It takes a few minutes to proliferate in your system. So yeah, if you're smoking like half a joint and thinking, oh, nothing's happening, and it's your first time, you put it down, you're probably going to whitey because it will catch up with you fast. But
it's the same as when you're drinking and then you go to the toilet and you're alone in the toilet and it's quieter and there's less sweaty air, or you go into the cool air and you're hit with that, oh god, I'm drunk. Like when we were on Jed's on my birthday, I went to the toilet. I drank a lot. Like I drank 3/4 of a bottle of vodka liqueur, which is 20%. I don't drink very often. And I went upstairs to the toilet. I came back down and I was like, oh shit. I sat chatting to Dee for a little bit and I had to watch an episode of Friends because that was what I was watching at the time downstairs before I went upstairs, because I was worried if I went upstairs I'd vom everywhere. So yeah. Exactly, Dee and cakes.
Yeah.
Is what Juan just said. Cool. There's been no
more questions and stuff.
Awesome.
Cheers, guys. Oh, sorry, I'll do this on my show. So Jamie was talking about this the other day. I thought I'd show it off. See the hair on my arms there? He was quite impressed with that for apparently this like line of hair I get on my arms. But it's just always it's like my hair bracelet, so it really does it. It goes all the way around, like. But yeah, so anyway, thought I'd show that because I keep forgetting to show it on Jamie for some reason. It showed up a second ago. I caught it in like on the glimpse and thought, oh yeah, better show them off. Anyway,
you're a bit weird.
I know, very weird.
Cool. Thanks guys, thanks for popping by. We'll see you next Saturday. If you haven't already, check out Jed's stream where Dee was there last night. The link to channel with Jamie's and VB's and Jezzy's, which is 3D modeling. So yeah, thanks for popping by. Do you have anything else to add?
No, just thank you, and yeah, we'll be back same time next week if you want to.
Yeah, same time next week. We'll be here.
And don't worry, you are cool, Juan.
Are you sure he isn't after you?
That's all.
Pardon? Oh, yeah. Cool. Right. Amazing.
Right. Later's all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So I had to double click. There we go. Thanks, guys.